You are already sort of a cybernetic symbiote. Neural nets are taking over from regular programming. So you are connected.
You are connected, Basil.
Thank you, Elon.
This is from gizmodo.com.au, Australia. 13% of people think Elon Musk's Singularity brain chip will be good for society. 13, interesting number, but also it'll be interesting to track over the years, Lord willing, Basil, like how this number grows, because the alien conversation grew, and now I think in like the UK a couple years ago we had a report about over 50% of people in the UK believe in aliens or the existence of aliens or something like that.
Yeah, I think it's 60 in the US.
Yeah. And the US followed closely a couple or maybe a year later or something like that. But this is a whole other topic that's similar in that regard. But let's see what it says here. Elon Musk believes humans will one day use implantable brain-computer interfaces to achieve a symbiosis between humans and artificial intelligence, preferably his. 6 years out from founding his company Neuralink, it's only been 6 years. New polling suggests the public still has little interest in this futuristic possibility. Overwhelmingly, respondents seemed more likely to view the prospect of implantable chips as closer to a dystopia. We're winning, Basil. We're winning the war.
Yeah, all of our complaining is not for naught.
It seems like people agree with us that it's not a good idea to go in this direction.
Yeah.
An overwhelming majority, 78% of U.S. adults surveyed in a Pew Research report shared with Gizmodo said they would not personally want an IQ-enhancing brain chip implant even if they were available. Just 13% of these respondents said they thought these types of implants espoused by Musk and others seemed like a good idea for society at large. A much larger share, 56%, believe that tech will be bad for society. Gizmodo reached out to Neuralink for comment, but has not heard back. You got something to say on that real quick?
I was just going to say, this is not good. This is not good for Elon and his investors.
Over half, 57%, worried the widespread use of these types of brain interfaces could potentially widen the already gaping distance between high and low income Americans. And even if these cyberpunk-esque features do eventually make their way to market, only slightly less than a quarter of respondents think all that new processing power will actually improve human decision-making. These respondents were specifically asked about brain implants used to potentially process information more quickly and efficiently. Faster, it seems, isn't always better. Though few Americans surveyed seemed willing to go to bat for cognitive enhancing brain chips at the societal level, there are some circumstances where individuals say they'd be more willing to use one themselves. Around 60% of respondents, for instance, said they'd be comfortable if they could turn the effects of the chip on and off. See, it's about control.
Yes, of course.
All about control. Meanwhile, 53% said they'd be comfortable with a BCI if it didn't require surgery. Respondents viewed other types of brain chip technology like that used to address medical problems quite differently. A large majority of respondents, 77%, said they would support brain implants when used in medical applications like increasing movement for paralyzed people. By the same token, the respondents also want to see higher scrutiny around the technology. 83% thought testing of implanted computer chips used to enhance mental cognition should be subject higher standards than current medical devices. I agree with that. It goes on here a little bit more. It talks about Matt Damon and Elysian, stuff like that. It's fun.
Yeah, the social justice aspect of it.
Right. Further down the line, Neuralink hopes its technology could also treat a wide range of neurological disorders and potentially restore some sensory function to patients. Though the company has yet to receive FDA approval, recent reports suggest it's gearing up for the possibility of human clinical trials. We've been tracking that, so nothing new there. And actually nothing new for the rest of the story here. But, we know all this. It is interesting because,
I'm actually trying to find the poll because there's a weird sentence in there that I found kind of sussy. And it says here, adults surveyed in a Pew Research report shared with Gizmodo. So is it not available? Like the Pew Research report, is it available to everybody? Is it just available to Gizmodo? I did a little search here, and everybody wrote an article about this, but I cannot find a link to the actual poll or the research report, because it kind of feels a little bit like an attack on Elon. Seeing as how, he's kind of not necessarily in the good graces of anybody.
He's messing up the Ukraine thing. He's
messing up the Ukraine thing.
Fully.
He's stoking skepticism of vaccination, of just general sort of tyrannical control, if not vaccination proper. And again, when it comes into these studies and these polls and things, you want to be able to look at the info yourself. And I cannot find an actual link to the report. I don't know why Pew would want to do this, or maybe one of their clients want to do this or something.
Yeah.
But it's interesting because it's like a little outside of the public conversation. And this is an extremely low number of appreciation for Elon's hard work.
Well, it might be, it could be putting pressure on Elon in a public way. Just, hey, you gotta do better. We've given you the power. The dragon has given you power to influence in space travel. What else? Cars, electric, the future of energy for the whole world. You're lacking in this brain implant area, Elon. You must pick up the pace. You must do a little better. So maybe that's the signaling going on.
Yeah, it could be it.
But in the meantime, he's been tweeting. Elon loves his Twitter.
Sure.
This is Bloomberg. Elon Musk challenges Vladimir Putin to single combat for Ukraine. Do you agree to fight this? He asked in Russian. Billionaire Elon Musk has challenged Russian President Vladimir Putin to single combat, with the stakes being Ukraine. With Mr. Putin's name written.
He's trying to do a robot jocks.
I know.
He's trying to do a robot jocks with Putin.
I know.
If anybody could go down in history as the first bot on bot single combat for territorial control, it would be Putin and Elon. I can't think of a better matchup.
Would they directly control the robots?
Yeah, they'd be inside the robot.
Oh man,
there's no drama if they're not inside the robot.
Please make this happen.
I mean, seriously, can you think of any other two crazed individuals that you would rather see battle?
Bezos would crash the party with his little, because he's been in. No, but he's been seen in those robot.
It's true, but I think your word "crashed" is perfect, actually, because he wouldn't be welcome.
No, he wouldn't be welcome.
Nobody wants him there.
He would come in.
He's just jealous that Elon is getting the attention.
Right.
So he would show up in his own bot, uninvited, and storm into the battle zone.
We'd have a Royal Rumble.
And try to get involved, but nobody would want him there. But he would complain, and the government would give him another contract for it. Either that, or the better movie would be Bezos comes in at the very end, like Putin is about to smash Elon. He's got him on the ground. He's got his boot on his neck. Elon is just about to pass out. And then Bezos comes crashing in with a giant robot in the shape of something inappropriate, And again, nobody really wants him there. And there's kind of a rivalry between Elon and Bezos before, but Bezos saves Elon sort of clumsily. And then, there's redemption to that part of the story,
What happens to Putin?
he doesn't die, but he gets sort of embarrassed, like something embarrassing
it's
happens.
Even worse. It's
Yeah,
even
like
worse.
Bezos and Elon, they gang up on him. They crush his robot, and then Putin kind of like falls out, and he's like just in his underwear or something, and then is like embarrassed and sort of scuttles
Runs
off.
away.
Yeah, scuttles off, but then it like bumps into like a crowd, like a Zelensky
protesting.
bumps
Protesting
into
the
a
war.
squad of Ukrainian soldiers, and they sort of handcuff him in his underpants.
This is
on
like
live
the end of a
TV.
movie, the bad guy losing.
Well, that is explicitly what I'm trying to
That's what
do.
you're going
is
for. Yeah.
tell you how the movie goes. Yeah, that would be the Hollywood version
Right.
of how that would go. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I just want to see it happen. I want to see these nations go to bot wars.
It's really unfair that Elon would even tease us with that idea. You know, sometimes people they'll put ideas in your head that will never happen, and it's really sort of